In measure 6, you're going to be playing on the 23-inch timpani, and you just want to be careful that you don't play so far in on the timpani that you get that cakey, drier tone. You want to be able to get the most beautiful tone that you can out of your drum, and it's easy to play too far in because all the other drums you would be playing in further, and you have to make this adjustment on this particular drum. So just awareness of your sweet spot on the 23-inch timpani, and make sure you're hitting it when you play that measure. Now it begins mezzo forte, and so again, I would just be nice and comfortable. I wouldn't overplay it. In fact, it might even be nicer to underplay it a little bit. There's going to be a crescendo towards the tail end of that phrase, and here again, you want to be able to show that you can do that crescendo and that you're thinking about it. And not only is it a crescendo to forte, but there's even an accent. So again, if you start a little bit softer than you might normally start a mezzo forte, it gives you a little bit of room to move and makes a little bit more of a dramatic effect. Now in measures 10 and 11, we have a dotted half note roll. And you'll notice that the roll is not slurred or tied into the beat 4. So I definitely would lift that roll on beat 3, and I simply just think roll to lift, or 1, 2, off, and then I would play my triplet on beat 4, and then I do the same thing on measure 11. Now in measure 12, it's written almost the same, but I do it differently, and it's just my own musical sense of it. But I like the idea of measure 12, that half note roll on the B flat, slurring into the low F, or tying into the low F. To me, it just feels more right. I don't think you would be marked down at all to do something like that. It just feels right. It makes a better transition or a better feel for that diminuendo that is a part of that phrase. So that's why I do that. In measure 15, it's an easy measure to kind of mess up a little bit because you do absolutely nothing. All you have to do is count 4 beats, but I would use those 4 beats wisely. I would think of those 4 beats as a 1 and 2 and then on beats 3 and 4, I would subdivide triplet, 1 and 2 and triple, triple, and then that would help me make the transition into the 6/8 time signature. This is really one of the easy metric modulations that we experience in percussion. All we have to do is just do steady beat from this point, and then we have that same beat over here, but over here we're dividing those beats in 2 parts, and over here we're dividing those beats in 3 parts. So this is really not very difficult. You just want to work with it and set yourself up to be successful. And I feel if you count triplet on beats 3 and 4 of measure 15, that will set you up perfectly to be able to play the 6/8 when you get to the following measure, which is 16.